Day 13 of turning this bunk bedroom into reality. I'm starting my day off in my workshop, and I am making multiple passes with my circular saw at a low depth so that I'm able to cut through, but not all the way through, the 1/2-inch plywood that I'm using for the base of my slide. And what I'm doing here is I'm cutting off the extra bit that I have left on the width of the slide, and look at that view.
Whoa, that's a full rainbow all the way.
We got some hail and some rain, and it was gorgeous. Look at the coping action I did right there. That's so nice. Yeah, so that's so that my wood base can sit in that little tiny niche where my baby's at. So I did a little test where I just tacked it up there. I didn't actually secure it onto there, and he was my little test slide dummy. He was so cute, and I noticed that we need a railing, like so bad. So I got another piece of 1/2-inch plywood, and yeah, I'm just gonna start kind of sculpting it out of this. And the first step for me is I always gotta scribe it and make sure it's at the right angle and at the right height I want it to be. And so these simple little cuts, I can make a pretty straight line with a jigsaw. So I just did that out there instead of having to break out my saw. Now is more of the artsy part, is finding the slope you want it. How do you want it to curve? Do you want it to curve? Do you want holes in it? I really bounced back and forth on the design, but I ended up with just something simple. So before I can get that installed, I have to officially install the main section, the face of the slide. And to do that, I did a bunch of liquid nails because I don't want it to squeak when they're on top of that. I feel like that is the most annoying thing, is a squeaky floor or a squeaky subfloor. And so if I can not have squeaks, that would be great. Of course, I'm also going to be using some screws, and that will be super helpful to ensure that it's completely affixed onto the structure. I'm using tiny little finishing screws, so they have a really small head on them, and I just put about 1 million of them in there, primarily on the sides and not in the middle, because I don't want to have to do a lot of Bondo sanding on the side, on the middle of it. And look at it, it looks great, and I was super happy I was able to use one piece. Now to get the side in, I had to do a little love note to my husband. I did more liquid nails and more finishing screws, and there you have it. Come on.